Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Let's just dive right in because today we're going to unpack a pretty massive shift in how we approach printed circuit board or PCB design. Now look, if you're an electronics engineer or even just a hardcore enthusiast, you already know the drill. There is this intense, constant pressure to ship products faster. But, and here's the catch, you can't sacrifice a single drop of quality. The problem? There's a glaring disconnect between the speed we absolutely need to hit and the traditional tools we're still relying on. So today, we're going to explore what actually closes that gap, the digital twin for PCBs. All right, moving to section 1, the old broken loop. Every single electronics engineer watching this knows this pain intimately. Design, layout, fabricate, test, fail, and, yep, repeat. For decades, PCB development has just been locked into this exhausting step-by-step process. You design the schematic, you do the layout, you wait around for a physical prototype, you test it, you find the inevitable bugs, and then you do the whole shebang all over again. Sometimes you're doing this multiple times before a board actually meets spec. We've kind of just accepted this as normal for so long that we don't even question it anymore. But guys, this slow, punishing loop, it's just not cutting it with today's demands for speed and predictability. The core issue here is that we've been stuck in a completely reactive process. We are literally waiting for physical prototypes to fail so we can react to the problems. Contrast that with what we actually need, a predictive process. This is all about catching those flaws before they physically exist at all. Development speed really is your competitive advantage now, which means that outdated, let's build it and see what happens mindset, it absolutely has to go.
Okay, section 2, not just a 3D model. Let's talk about what a digital twin actually is.
Let's just address the elephant in the room right off the bat. A lot of engineers hear digital twin and they immediately roll their eyes. They think, oh, it's just a fancy 3D viewer for my CAD files, or they dismiss it as some corporate industrial buzzword that only applies to massive car factories, not circuit boards. I'm telling you right now, confidently, dismissing this is a huge mistake. The reality is so much more powerful. A true PCB digital twin is a fully connected, highly intelligent virtual replica. It lets you model, simulate, validate, and optimize the actual physical behavior of your design way before a single piece of hardware is ever fabricated. It is entirely built around simulate before you build intelligence. Instead of waiting for a physical board to just break and show you its weakness, you evaluate how the system is going to behave virtually. You make those informed decisions while changes are still, well, incredibly cheap to make. Which brings us to section 3, 9 domains, 1 model. Let's look at this unified environment. So the real magic of a digital twin comes from taking all these distinct, usually fragmented engineering domains and pulling them into one single environment. We're talking electrical connectivity, signal and power integrity, thermals, mechanical fit, manufacturing constraints, assembly, reliability analysis, right down to lifecycle management. Instead of tossing these tasks over the wall to totally separate teams using completely different tools, they are all brought together into one cohesive, living model. Because think about it, the ultimate goal here is discovering a thermal nightmare or an assembly crash in a simulation, right? Not when it's literally sitting on the production line. By evaluating all these behaviors simultaneously from the very beginning of the design phase, you are preventing absolute disaster down the road.
Let's pivot to section 4, the cost of change. Because in this game, timing really is everything.
The cost of fixing a design flaw increases exponentially the closer product gets to manufacturing. It's the golden rule, and it is a brutal reality in electronics. The core financial argument for adopting digital twins is incredibly simple, but you just can't argue with it. The financial stakes are totally visceral here. You catch a flaw in a schematic? Awesome. It costs almost nothing to fix. A few clicks, maybe a quick review, and you're done. But that exact same mistake discovered post-fabrication? Oh man, you are looking at scrapped boards, totally blown schedules, and massively expensive respins. Digital twins just push that flaw discovery as early as possible on that exponential curve, saving you a ton of resources. All right, section 5, proven at industrial scale. This is moving way beyond just theory. This transition from reactive to predictive, it is already happening, and it's happening at a massive scale. Manufacturers are actively reporting up to a 35% reduction in the number of physical prototypes they need. 35%! They're doing this by importing CAD models right into these digital twin environments that replicate the physics and assemblies with incredibly high fidelity, way before they ever swipe a credit card for real hardware. And the biggest players in the game are going all in on this. You've got Siemens and NVIDIA teaming up to combine physics-accurate simulation with AI, literally turning digital twins into the active intelligence of the physical world. Meanwhile, Cadence is expanding their collaboration with HPE to use digital twins to accelerate massive AI data centers. These aren't just thought experiments. These are concrete enterprise moves proving that this methodology is scaling rapidly.
Now, let's look forward to Section 6, the executable future.
Where's all this heading?
This is where things get genuinely wild. We're seeing the emergence of the xDT, or Executable Digital Twin. Basically, an xDT is a twin that doesn't just run one simulation during development and then get tossed in the trash. No, it continuously runs. It ingests live data from the physical product once it's in the real world, and it actually stays useful for the product's entire operational life. It completely transcends just the design phase.
And a huge driver of this executable future is, of course, AI. EDA vendors are already starting to fold generative and agentic AI directly into these workflows. The idea is to let AI models handle the really heavy lifting of modeling and optimization automatically. So instead of fighting with rigid one-size-fits-all simulation setups, the workflow just natively adapts to whatever your specific design needs. But let's bring all these massive enterprise trends back down to earth. Back to you at your desk. Even if you aren't working on some billion-dollar server farm, the underlying principle is exactly the same. Catching an electrical, thermal, or manufacturing problem in simulation is always cheaper than finding it on a physical board. As these tools become more accessible, that old build it and pray cycle is finally giving way to something fundamentally better. Which leaves us with one final question for you. Will your next board be built, or will it be predicted? The tools to finally ditch that old reactive loop are literally right in front of us. It is time to start catching those flaws before they even exist. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. I really hope it shifts how you think about your next layout. Catch you next time.